Hi everyone, Nicholas Buffett is here from sunny Cyprus and welcome to today's tutorial. Now this one's on the 2025 June paper version 3.1. Now this is the first of 3 tutorials and this one focuses on task 1 and task 2. The other 2 tutorials are on task 3 and task 4, which is going to be the spreadsheets and the web design. Now to jump to those tutorials very quickly, you could just look in the description of this video and you can find links to those videos so you can access all the video tutorials for this particular paper very quickly. So let's get started with this paper and we're going to start straight away by setting up our evidence document. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the question paper, and it says here that you've been supplied with the following files. Now you need to make sure that you've got all of these files saved in a folder somewhere, and by making sure all those files are in the same folder, any new files that you create, you have to create them inside that folder. There are no marks for this and it's not something that's required to be done for the exam. However, it's much easier for you to be able to find the files that you're working on. Let's say you're going to add images to a web page, or you're going to link to another spreadsheet from another spreadsheet. Knowing where everything is just going to make your life so much easier. Remember, the exam board is not going to get the electronic files. So I've got all my files here in my folder. I've also got an electronic version of the question paper here. So I'm going to jump back over here. We're going to go to task 1. Now, task 1 says I need to create a word process document. It doesn't have to be a Microsoft Word document because I'm not going to be doing any special formatting in there, but you already adapt with using Microsoft Word because you should have been doing paper 2 as well, which is word processing. So if you're using Microsoft Word, you might as well just save everything as Microsoft Word. And I need to save this file with a file name in this format. So J2531 evidence underscore your center number underscore your candidate number. So I'm just going to go and create that now very quickly. So from my folder, I'm going to right click, new Word document. You could open a Word document first and then simply save it in that location. So I copied that over. I'm just going to rewrite this. So this should be my center number, CY127 underscore 1234. I'm going to open the document up. I don't need to have that in OneDrive. There we go. So I need to make sure it says that I have my name, center number, and candidate number. It will appear on every page of this document. Now, it doesn't say where to add this information. So I'm just going to double click in the header section up here and just enter my information. And now I know that information will be on every single page. Those are my details. That's fine. I can just simply save that, file save, to make sure everything there is saved. And I think that's it as far as my evidence document is concerned. So while we're here, it's always good just to make sure, here's a couple of things that I always do when I've got a Word document open, especially when I'm using a new computer. I will always go to the view and I will go and click that little ruler tab up here to make sure these rulers, the horizontal and the vertical rulers, are visible. I love having the rulers there. It just gives me an awareness of where I'm placing everything. But it's entirely up to you. If I remove that, I don't have any kind of measurement or how big everything is. So for me, I always use that ruler there. So I'm just going to minimize that and I'm going to jump back to my question paper. So that's it. That's where I'm going to be saving all my evidence document and screenshots. So I've done that. We're now going to go to task 2, which is file management. It says here we need to create a new folder called racing. So I'm going to create a new folder. Now, look, this is all small writing. So you have to make sure you create your new folder with that name with the small writing, no capitals. Locate only the files and store them in your racing folder. So only these files here, they're going to go inside that racing folder. And then display the contents of your racing folder showing the folder name. Let's just highlight what I need to show. The folder name, all the file names, okay, file extensions, file sizes, frame height, frame width, and image dimensions. And then we take a screenshot of this and put this in our evidence document. So let's just jump over here and do that now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to right click in my folder area, new folder. I'm going to call that racing. And now I'm going to go and find the files which I'm going to be putting in that folder. Now, keep in mind what I normally do, because for my students, what I tell them to do is make sure you keep a copy of these files. So create another folder somewhere else and just drag everything over. If you mess something up by accident, or you mess up a file, or you've deleted it or something like that, you've got a backup of all these files. So it's always good just to take all of these, or your main parent folder, and just copy it somewhere else, just so you've got a copy of the original files. So I want tbanner, tr develop. So I'm just holding the control key on my keyboard now, just to make multiple selections. Tr racing, tr text, tr text, and tr video mp4. I don't need this one here, the csv. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just going to cut those using, let's just do a right click. Let's just cut those, open the racing folder, right click, and paste them in here. So you can use Control X and Control V. So I'm just going to double check I've got the right file. So tbanner, tdevelop, tr racing, tr text.txt, and tr video. Great. Now I need to display the information as it told me to display it. So I need to make sure the folder name is visible. Here's my folder name up here. The first thing though I'm going to do, I'm just going to get rid of this navigation bar from here. So always use the following view to show your files. Go to view and make sure you've got details selected, because this gives you a lot of the information you have to display anyway. Then from here, from the view, I can go to show, and I'm going to get rid of the navigation pane. Now, you don't have to, but it's best always just to show the examiners what it is that they're asking for, and only what they're asking for. So it might be that you've got folders here which are visible, which maybe you shouldn't have there, not because you've done something, but maybe it's giving you access or something, or something else that shouldn't be there. If the examiners see it, it could be open to controversy. So the best thing is just show what they're asking for and nothing else. So get rid of that navigation pane. There we go. Now, the first thing it wants the folder name. So that's up here. There's the racing up there. Then I want all the file names. Well, I've got all my file names here, so that's great. Extensions, file extensions. Now, my view is displaying the extensions after the file name. So I don't need to do anything, but let's say it wasn't. So the reason why my files are showing the extensions is if I click on my little Windows icon here and just type folder, you can see you get File Explorer options. So if I click on that, if I go to the view, I can now click it, hide extensions for known file types. If I click on that and click apply, you can see now the extensions have vanished. Now, that doesn't mean if you don't have the extensions, you have to do that. I'm just going to remove them to show you the other way to show the file extensions, which is just easier if you don't have them displayed already. So I'm just going to click OK there. So with my details view open here, if I click on any one of these column headings, it doesn't matter which one. So let's say I right click on this one here, type, click on more. Now I can add as many things as I like. For example, I've got the file names already there. I want the file extension. So I'm going to scroll down to F. I'm going to go to File Extensions. There it is. I'm going to click on that. And then I also want file sizes. Well, the file size is already there by default when you've got the details view. It's right here. I want the frame height, the frame width, and image dimension. So I'm going to go to frame height. Where am I? F, frame height, frame width, and I also want the image dimension. So let's go up to D for dimensions. Now, when I click on OK, all of this information is now made available to me. So I've got the folder name. Let's just make all of this, double click in between the columns so that it displays the entire column. It doesn't chop anything off, but it just uses the minimum size. So you get a nice, better fit when you take that screenshot. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take my screenshot and show you where everything is. So I need to take all the way from the top. So from here, let's just use yellow. I can see my folder name. I've also got my folder name here. I've got my file names here. I've got the size of the file there, the image dimensions for the pictures here, the file extensions here, the frame height for the video, and the frame width for the video. So that's everything that they asked for. And I can now take that and put this in my evidence document. And before that, I'm just going to press enter. I'm going to put here question 1. That just makes it easier for me and easier for the examiner. Now, of course, you're going to say, but aren't you supposed to not use dark mode? Again, I always use dark mode. That's my setup. I'm not sending this off. You can use dark mode. It's not a problem. But when you print, make sure that the text is visible and it's very clear. The problem with dark mode is it's not that clear sometimes. So as long as your screenshots are clear, the text is very clearly readable, you can use dark mode. It's okay. But my suggestion is don't. The other reason is that the examiners are used to seeing the mark sheet, and the mark sheet that they have, the screenshots that they have, they're not in dark mode. If yours is in dark mode, it's something different. And whenever there's something different, that's going to cause the examiner to pay a little bit more attention to your paper. So the more similar your paper or your printouts are to the mark sheets, the better off you are. So I'm just going to go to File, Save, minimize that. I can get rid of that screenshot, and that's me done. So that was just the first part, just setting up my evidence document, learning how to do the file management, displaying the right information, and learning a little bit about the File Explorer options that we have. Task 3 and Task 4, you can look in the description of this video so you can jump to those very quickly. And while you're doing that, you know the drill. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the part 2, which is Task 3. Take care. Bye-bye.